Hare
Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Go ahead,
Go ahead,
Prabhu. Hare Krishna, Mataji. This is Surinder Bhandari from Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Surinder Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and your wonderful chanting.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhamma Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, Jai Shri Guru Maharaj. This is Radha Raman Das from Warwick, Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Radharaman Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. Hare Krishna. Anybody else who would like to?
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanva Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Munidhar Das.
Hare Krishna, Manager Prabhu, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. Okay, so I can see Maharaj is joined. So Hare Krishna, Shri Krishi Maharaj.
I last like seeing where is this Zoom. Somehow I could hear the voice, but let me just, I will go to the link, okay?
We can hear you, Maharaj. Yeah, sure.
You
Maharaj.
can hear, but I would like to see the, okay.
Okay,
Okay,
no
let
problem.
me put on the Zoom link again.
Yeah.
Done
Great.
speaking. Okay. Okay, you can hear and okay, thank you.
So today we are so fortunate to have His Holiness Shami Krishi Maharaj from Khargaon, India, and Maharaj will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam 7.10.14 and onwards. So Maharaj, please take over the call now. Hare Krishna.
10, 12, not 14. Oh,
12.
Is it 14?
Yeah.
I thought it was 12. 7, 10, 12, that's what you...
Okay.
Anyway. Okay, just a little bit we will go through. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayu Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Gana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Sri Vishakhanvitam Sha Shri Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratushe Nama Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे नमः ओम विष्णु पादाय कृष्णा प्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तम श्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। गौरव भक्त वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्णा। डियर devotees, thank you for attending this at the eve time of the New Year's Eve time, January 1st eve time. So it's a special time that we could remember the saints, like Jesus Christ, he is a saint. Prabhupada says he is our guru. So anyway, whatever instruction he gave, we should also imbibe those things also. They are preliminarily part of Krishna consciousness. We'll be reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 10, text number 12 through 14. So just the background of these verses, this is the Lord Nrsimhadev is instructing to Prahlad Maharaj. He want to have him coronation. So he is telling him, Lord Nrsimhadev, telling that a devotee to Prahlad Maharaj, like yourself, never desires, he did not want anything, any desire, anything. He says that I saw my own father who had everything, but still he was always in anxiety, morose. He was never happy. I don't want all this. But Lord Nrsimhadev said, you should rule over. So he said that I order you to enjoy is the king of demons until the end of this Manvanta. And each Manvantara is Manvantar cycle is 43,100,000 years. So Prahlad Maharaj might ask why you are putting me or throwing me into the whole of this material life. But he is saying it does not matter. You are you are in the material world. You should always hear my topics and absorb in my thoughts. So that is his instruction, that you absorb about in thoughts of Krishna, and you remain in the material world, and you could be Jivan Mukta also, even in this. So give up fruity activities. Karma yoga means bringing the fruits of your labor to the senses, means enjoy the senses. That is fruits of your labor, and worship me. That is Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is practically, if you should understand, it is Seva, Kevala Bhakti, Ananya Bhakti. Ananya means no one else. It should be pure to Krishna only. Yeah. Nirupadhik. There is no upadhi. सर्वोपाधि विनिर्मुक्तम तत्परत्वेन निर्मलम ऋषिकेश ऋषिकेन सेवनम भक्ति उत्तम उत्तम भक्ति without any upadhi. I'm English, I'm man, woman, American, Indian, yeah, I'm a judge, or I'm doctor, I'm engineer. These are all upadhi. I'm very famous. Akinchana bhakti means feeling yourself very, very low, never have any pride or anything. Akinchana. Akinchana Nam. Krishna is sold to the Akinchan Bhakta without any envy to anyone. Prema Bhakti. So these are all different kinds of bhakti. So he is telling us, don't. So Lord Nrsimha is telling Prahlad, don't worry about karma. You are a Jivan Mukta, already liberated in this very life, even in the material body. We will read the verse and go from there. So verse number 12. तथा मदीया जुषमाण प्रियस्तु तम आवेशमाम आत्मनि संतमेकम सर्वेषु भूतेषु धियज्ञमीशम यजस्व योगेन च कर्म हिन्वन. So translation purport by His Divine Grace Sri Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So it does not matter, means Nrsimhadev wanted to give him benediction that you rule over our whole Manvantar. But he says that this is just getting again in the material life. But it is not really material life. Whatever is there that Krishna is giving you, you could use it, but use it for Krishna service. Kayana manasa vacha means by words, by your mind and your possessions. Everything is meant for Krishna. So it does not matter you are in the material world. You should always continuously hear the instructions and messages given by me. So that is this instruction like given in Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and various literature. Krishna is telling even in form of this Vyasadeva. So Vyasadeva is a literary incarnation of Krishna. So he is empowered. He is not Supreme God, but he is empowered by Krishna to do this. Like he empowered Srila Prabhupada to preach in the Western world. He empowered Buddha that you preach the people at that time who were rejecting the Srimad Bhagavatam. At that time, the Bhagavatam, by Shankaracharya's influence, people would not really follow the Vedas because on the way there were so much killing, so much sacrifices were there, sacrifice of animals. So he became very compassionate to the animals. So he says, reject Bhagavatam, reject Vedic literature, just follow me. So he gave Ahimsa Paramo Dharma. But people become Hinsak and they started eating meat later on. So with this was drawn, he was driven out by Shankaracharya and later on by Ramanujacharya. So very few remnants of Buddhism is there, but in China and Japan and it is still there, Sri Lanka and certain countries, they still have Buddhist. But Buddhism is not a Vedic, or they are a kind of like, because unless somebody follows the Vedic literature, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, if they don't follow, I say even in Jainism, Buddhism, or any of this, so they are not Sanatana Dharma, they are not, it is just not, I'm not saying concocted, but it is part of not the Vedic part. We have to stay close to whatever. That's what this Lord Narsingh they signed it. Hear the instruction and messages given by me. That is through this literature. And always be absorbed in thought of me, thinking of Man mana bhav mad bhakto, madhyaji mam namaskaro. Man mana, think of him. I am the super soul existing in the core of everyone's heart. Another that others whoever, all the jiva that we pay and we call Prabhu, they are all the jiva, there is a Paramatma, a part of Krishna. Not Krishna directly, not Krishna himself, but his expansion, his energy is spreading everywhere. So, so we should behave very properly and we should not exploit or take advantage of anyone or kill and eat. So he is super soul. Therefore, give up fruitive activities. Fruitive activity means bring the fruits to enjoy your senses and worship me. Manmana bhav mad bhakto. Bhakta means madhyaji. Yajan means worshipping. And namaskuru. You should pay obeisances. So in Bhagavad Gita also, it has been given Matchitta matagata prana bodhayanta parasparam kathayanta shamam nityam tushyanti cha ramanti cha. The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. And so we think about Krishna. The thoughts is always Krishna does such and such lila. Always think of his glories or whatever he does, his pastimes. So Nam, Roop, Gun, Lila, Entourage, his friends. So their lives are fully devoted to my service. So main service is to bring the conditioned souls back at the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. If you are in the temple, then serve the temple, serve the deities. Worship them, decorate them very nicely, offer them nice prasadam, nice clothing, bring all the people, nice sound system so people could hear, nice prasad, and then means a bhoga, offer to Krishna, distribute this bhoga as prasad. So these devotees, they take great pleasure and satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another. Enlightening means depending on what level. If there are people are innocent, then preach to them. People are similar, same realization, then make friendship with them and serve them. If they are superior, then serve them, pay obeisances to them. So another and conversing, and always converse about Krishna. Never converse about Gramya Charcha, what is happening, the politics, and unnecessarily wasting time. Seeing so many videos, so many books, even religious books. There may be contradictory, there may be something different. So we should read the books that are recommended. Srimad Bhagavatam is the Amal Puran, is spotless Puran. And Bhagavad Gita is the words of God. And Bhagavatam is the about Krishna and his pure devotees. So we should only spend our time with those kind of literature. Arguing too much is not good. You don't learn by argument that, oh, I am superior. Other one would say, I am superior. So engage themselves fully in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. Pure devotees, they are always engaged. Their minds cannot be diverted from the lotus feet of Krishna. Always think of the lotus feet. Thinking of the lotus feet when thinking of service, how we could serve Krishna. In what way? Like Prabhupada showed it practically. It's not a theoretical thing. It's not like, but it should be, you should walk what you are saying. So their talks are solely on the transcendental subjects. The symptoms of the pure devotees are are there, means devotees of the Supreme Lord are 24 hours daily engaged in glorifying the qualities of the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. Their hearts and souls are constantly submerged in Krishna, and they take pleasure in discussing with him with other devotees. So that is the what they should be doing. That is given here in this verse. Mat chitta, keep in the thoughts. Your thoughts should be in me. Matagata prana, that your lives are fully devoted. Matagata prana. The prana is for him, his purpose. Bodhayanta parasparam. Teach to each other. Discuss about him. Kathayanta Shimam Nityam. Talk about him every day. And you remain very happy, satisfaction, and bliss. Raman teacher. Raman means pleasure. So spiritual, how the spiritual plant that grows, that has been given here, the spiritual plant, he penetrates when you start devotional self, penetrates all the coverings of the material world and all the planets and all the universes, and then goes to the Virja Nadi, and then from there it grows more and more, goes up and up to the Vaikuntha planet, to the Golok Vrindavan, and then gradually it wraps around the lotus, the Lord Krishna and Radharani sitting there, and then it produces fruits, and that is what we are looking for. And we should water by chanting and not doing any Vaishnava prad. They are like weeds. There is nothing about material activity. There is no material activity. Means it's not eating food, is not material activity. Or producing children. Everything should be for Krishna. They are also part of Krishna. So no economics, nothing like narrations. There is nothing about material activities, economic development, not dharma, artha, kam, moksha. Srimad Bhagavatam is the only narration in which the transcendental nature of the Supreme Lord and his devotees is fully described. Thus, the realized souls in Krishna consciousness take continual pleasure in hearing such transcendental literature. Just as young boy and girl are taking pleasure in association, so a devotee would always feel relish in reading Srimad Bhagavatam and describing or talking with each other. And then Krishna gives, he gives you the Buddhi Yoga, means when you are in this devoted, and Krishna gives you the intelligence from within. That way you could go to him, his planet, and in that way, to show them a special mercy and dwelling in their heart is Paramatma, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance. अज्ञानता आपकी चली जाएगी, भगवत के धाम में आप पहुंच सकते हो by these activities. So this is from Bhagavad Gita. When a devotee, purport of this 12th text, when a devotee becomes materially very opulent, one should not think that he is enjoying the results of his fruitive activity. He may be opulent because of his previous karma, or Krishna wants him to be opulent. Like Prabhupada had only 40 rupees, but he became so opulent. But what did he do? He used everything for preaching, building temples, gurukuls, farmlands, cow protection. So many things, and traveling. So a devotee in this material world uses all material opulence for the service of the Lord. Means you should not reject yukta har viharash. Yukta. So yukta. So you should not. Oh, I'm renunciant. I should not use it. Prabhupada became very angry when somebody was giving Birla was giving them a swing for Krishna, and people say, oh, it is silver, and how we will be able to protect it, and why we should take it, and what is the need. In our temples there is no silver swing. So they rejected it, and they told Prabhupada. Prabhupada was very angry. He said that he could have given you more. Why you did not take it? We will worship Krishna opulently. So in big temples like Vrindavan, and there is very opulent worship of the deities. So everything that is yukta vairagya. Yukta means if it is for Krishna, that's fine. If it is for you, you don't take it. So even if you have more money, if you are billionaire, use everything for Krishna service. He is planning how to serve the Lord with these opulences, is advised by the Lord himself. Whatever material opulence is within his possession, he engages to expand the glories and service of the Lord, like book printing, distribution of the book, big festivals you could celebrate, Jagannath Rath Yatra, Janmashtami, Gaur Purnima, Ram Navami. So a devotee never performs any fruitive or ritualistic ceremony to enjoy the results of such karma. That is the important part. And whatever fruitive activity, fruit means fruits of your hard work, he does not enjoy, a devotee. a ritualistic ceremony. Rituals means so many there are rituals, but mainly like Ekadashi or Ramnavami or Janmashtami or those things. Diwali means Lord Ram coming, but not ritualistic ceremonies to show off like people do so many in marriages and engagements and hair cutting and kola bharna or baby shower, and they spend so much money like the marriage just to show off or compete or envious. Let me show what I could do. So those things, that is wastage, and that should be, everything belongs to Krishna, should be used for his service. If you do this fruity or ritualistic ceremony to enjoy, that is, a devotee knows that karma kand is meant for the less intelligent man. Narottam Das Thakur says in the Prem Bhakti Chandrika, karma kand, jnana kand, kevala vishaya bhanda. Bhanda means the pot of vishaya. Vishaya means sense enjoyment. So karma kand means ritualistic ceremony. You do so many yagyas because there are to please so many demigods, and that is, you don't have to please demigods. They are servants of the Lord, and if you please Krishna, then servants would also become happy. And just in the previous verse, it was there, kama sarva kama va moksha saradi tivrena bhakti yogena yajit purusha. Whether you are full of desires, but worship Krishna. That is important. So karma kand, jnana kand, kevala vishaya bhanda. Vishaya means it is wish, that is drink poison. Amrata baliya jeba khaye. You think it is amrat, but it is not amrat, it is poison. Nana yoni sada fire, that you take so many births. Kadar ja bhakshana kare. Kadar abominable items you eat. Bhakshan means eating. Tara janma adha pate ja. Our life is wasted. So fruitive activities and mental speculation, that is Gyan Kand. Gyan Kand, that you ascending process, that you, oh, Krishna is like this, he like this, and at the most that you give up many things, but by your own speculative method, you could go up to Brahman effulgence in the spiritual kingdom, but you are not on this planet, then you come down, Siddha Loka. You go on the aeroplane, and but that is not your destiny. Destiny is the loving service of the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord, not just going in the Brahma Jyoti. And so you Shene Punne Mrityu Lokam Visanti. That when your pious activity are shared, you come back to this material world. So it is not nectar. So Kevala Vishera Bhanda. Those who drink this poison, thinking it to be nectar, fall into the cycle of repeated birth and death. Such persons eat abominable things, and their human form of life is spoiled. So those who have not developed attachment for Sri Radha Krishna, not knowing the process of loving devotional service, consider others as their Lord and protector. Such people do not inquire about devotional service. So we have to develop our attachment for Radha and Krishna. Wherever we go, we should think of Lord Krishna. From morning till night time, till even in his sleep, we should think of Krishna. And they are so kind, so benevolent. And you develop, like you love somebody, you remember them. You love your son or wife, a young boy and a young girl, they love each other, then they will think in every activity. Or if it is a nice food, or maybe she should also be there or he should be there, and I would feed him this. They go and watch movies, and so much attachment for this opposite sex. Why not have attachment to Krishna in place of that? You replace that, and then you will be able to remember Krishna in every activity. So not pseudo meditation, but real meditation. The less intelligent people engage in pious activity. Pious activity means some kind of punya karya, in speculative knowledge. That is called Gyan. They do not know the process of devotional service. They are misguided by various opinions. Do not listen to them, but know it for certain that transcendental devotional service is the life and soul of the devotee. One should not hear the words of karmis and jnanis. One should hear from the devotees. Fix your mind at the lotus feet of the spiritual master and the devotees, according to their instruction and the guidance of Sakis. Always we should follow Aradhya Bhagwan Vrajeshatanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam. Aradhana किनकी करना? व्रजेशतनय. Sana Purajeshwara, Rajesh Nanda Maharaj. Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu, that the worship that they have done by the Vrajavadus and Vraj Gopas, you should follow in their footsteps. Ramya Kachit Upasana Vrajavadu, Vargyanaya Kalpita. So many groups of gopis, thousands of groups of gopis. There were millions of gopis at Rasadharma. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the proof of all this. Pramanam Tatra Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Tatra Daro Napara. There is nothing superior than this. That was Brajus who are following. Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Tatra Daro Napara. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamidam. So it is the mat of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. So I will always prayerfully or desire, sing the amorous pastimes of Radha and Krishna in life or death. This is my only hope. That is Narottam Das Thakur. Once Narottam Gaur Kishore Das Babaji Maharaj, he is the spiritual master of Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. Prabhupada's spiritual master is Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj. And he was asked how to develop devotional service. आप यहाँ बैठना चाहते हैं बैठ सकते. She was asked how to become a devotee. Then Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said, no, Gaurkishore Das Babaji Maharaj. It just cost only 2 paisa at that time. Prem Bhakti Chandrika and Prarthana. These 2 books you buy. It was very cheap at that time. And then you will become a devotee. So these are the words that I was reading is from Prem Bhakti Chandrika. That is written by Narottam Das Thakur. Means he had a love of God from very birth. He was so much renunciant. So Karma Kanda, Jnana Kanda, they are the wish, 2 parts of wish. Like one young girl who was, the young Rajkumar was attracted to this girl. And so, but he was a Rajkumar and she was a simple girl, but very beautiful. So he asked that I want to associate with you, I want to marry you. He says, come after a week. So what she did that she said, I cannot stop it, his advancement. He may put me in prison or kill me. So she took purgatives and laxatives and she was having vomiting and diarrhea and kept into the pots. So they are like Vishayara Bhanda. Our whole body is made of just flesh and bones and blood and mucus and stool and urine and whole body, and we think it is very nice, but it should be used. It's just a little 1 millimeter, less than a millimeter skin covering, but we should use it for Krishna's service, not spoil it in our Karma Kanda or Gyan Kanda or Kevala Vishya Bhanda. Both Karma Kanda and Gyan Kanda fruit activity and speculation. People, rather than taking the instruction from Srimad Bhagavatam or Bhagavad Gita, they just think of themselves. This would be the I will advance further, I will go. I mean, they think that there are so many concoctions to go back home, back to Godhead, but they really remain in the material world and fall down in the material whirlpool. So it should be, we should take the instruction from devotees, only Krishna premis like Narottam Das Thakur, or Srila Prabhupada, or Bhakti Vinod Thakur, or Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, and read those, not reading too many literatures, it will confuse you. And so that was also pots of poison. The beauty was in those 2 pots. One who is attracted to Karma Kand and Gyan Kand spoils his existence as a human being. Human life is gone. You would get after many millions of years the human life. So why not use now when you have this consciousness? Therefore, a devotee is never interested in Karma Kand or Gyan Kand, but is simply interested in favorable service to the Lord. Anukulena Krishnanu Shilanam. Anukulena Krishna. Anyabhilasita Sunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavratam. Anukulasya Krishnanu Shilanam Bhaktir Uttama. Uttam Bhakti Anukulena, that is favorable for Krishna consciousness. And no other desire. Anyabhilasita Sunyam. That Abhilasha means a desire. Any other than Krishna. You should not have any desire other than Krishna. Now why? It is a summum bonum, it is completely pure literature. There is no dirt in Srimad Bhagavatam, spotless Puran. And Krishna is in this. Krishna, when he departed, then he is in this Srimad Bhagavatam. Also on chanting Krishna Anushilanam, that we should. Krishna Anushilan means follow Krishna, devotional service. So Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam Tatparatvena Nirmalam Rishikesha Rishikena Sevanam Bhaktir Uttama or Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate. So Sarvopadi, Upadhi means I'm very famous, I'm a singer, I'm a doctor, I'm male, female. Atma is neither male nor female. Atma is part of Krishna, expansion of Krishna, energy of Krishna, Tatastha Shakti. And we should take every Atma is same in everyone. Atma and Paramatma is there also. I'm not saying the body may be different according to their activity, and you should see that. But give Krishna consciousness and bring the other people at the lotus feet of the Lord. We sing loudly, so many people are souls in the hall or outside. They could also hear. A big hall, many, even in our own body, there are so many other living beings, bacteria and viruses, and what in intestine and all the orifices, there is so many living beings. So they also get purified. They get very fastly come and get a human body. So we should chant loudly, and that will influence others also. Jnana karmadi anavartam. Sarva upadhi vinirmuktam, free from all upadhis. Tat paratvena nirmalam. Rashikesha, Rashik means senses, master of the senses. Rashikesha means Ishwara, master of the senses. Rashikena, we should be served by our senses. Rashik means senses. And Rashikesha means the master of the senses. So we should be served the master of the senses by our senses. It's not that you have some servant or somebody and engage them. That would not work. You should do yourself. Everybody is different. If servant is doing some devotional service, he get the result. Whatever. So Rashikesha Rashikena Sevanam Bhakti Uchyate. So this is very nice instruction that even if you are in the material world, continue with the devotional service. So there is a nice verse, Samashvate Pallava Plavam. In Srimad Bhagavatam also there is this verse. Samashate Pada Pallava Plavam Mahat Padam Punya Yasho Murare Bhavambuder Vatsa Param Padam Padam Param Padam 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 Yav Vivadam Natesham. That Bhavam, this material world, where you serve the lotus feet. Padam Pallavam. And we should ashrit or dependent on that. Mahat Padam Punya Yasho Murare, that is lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. You worship that. When you do that, then Bhavam Buddhi, that whole material portion of material world, would shrink to the water which is contained in the footprint of a little calf. And anybody can, because in the material world there is Padam Yad Vipadamna Tesham. There is every step there is problem, there is difficulty. But you will be able to cross this ocean of this birth and death and all the problems. Birth, death, old age, disease, Adi, Bhautik, Adi, Devi, Adhyatmik, all this you will be able to cross over as if a little child can cross the water contained in the footprint of a cow. If you take to the devotional service, it's a very nice. If you take the shelter of the lotus feet, there won't be any fear. Fear would go away. So material world, everything would be taken care of just by one stroke. That one stroke is chanting the holy name of the Lord, taking shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord. Then one stroke, all the problems of the material world will be gone forever. Why forever? Because once you become a devotee, that devotional service remains with you all the time. Not that next life if you come as a dog, is still like still you will be able to chant or listen. There will be devotees and they will give some prasad. This Bharat Maharaj, he became a deer because he got attached to a deer. But later on, he remained devotee. He remembered everything. He remained with the association with the saintly people, sadhus, and they will throw him some food, and he will eat that. And then he became a Jad Bharat. So he does not get affected by worldly people. So next verse that we'll read. Text number 13. Bhogena punyam kushalena papam kalevaram kalajavena hitva kirti vishuddham suraloka geetam vitaya mame pyasi mukta bandham. My dear Prahlad, this is Narsimha Devi saying, while you are in this material world, you will exhaust all the reactions of the pious activity by feeling happiness. Pious and impious activity, पुण्य और पाप, ये दोनों खराब है. Why it is bad? Because you have to take birth again to enjoy. The whatever piety you do, then you enjoy it. By enjoying, those pious activity are finished. By suffering, your impious activity are finished. So both are not good. But devotional service is permanent. That is the your most important asset, which will never go away. Because of the powerful time factor, Kal, you will give up your body because of the Kal. But the glories of your activities will be sung in the upper planetary system. And being fully freed from all bondage, you will return home back to Godhead. This is material world is not our home. We call, I have to go to my town, my home, but our real home we should go and strive for the spiritual kingdom, Lord Krishna's abode in Goloka Vrindavan, and serve there and enjoy all his property, all his opulences. Krishna is waiting there for us to embrace us. You walk one step and he walks hundreds of steps. So Krishna is waiting and we should take that chance in human life. This is a Kali Yuga. More and more problems would come. But this is somehow because Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came only 525 years ago. So Kali, he is keeping the Kali down and devotees are flourishing. And so we should take this opportunity and not spoil this special golden period of time in devotional service. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, purport of text number 13. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Evam Prahlada Dashyasmasena Sadhan Siddhatvam Nitya Siddhatvam Cha Narada Dvija Geyam. There are two classes of devotees, Sadhan Siddha and Nitya Siddha. So Sadhan Siddha devotees means by their sadhana, by their bhakti, means they are not eternally liberated soul. Jivan Mukta, not Jivan Mukta, but coming from the spiritual kingdom. But Prahlad was in the material world. Also, he is in both. Sadhan Siddha by practicing Krishna consciousness, that is sadhana. And Nitya Siddha, eternally they are liberated. And they mostly live with Krishna in the spiritual world, just like Arjuna and Pandavas, but they come down to engage in the pastimes of the Lord. Prahlad Maharaj is mixed Siddha. That is, he is perfect partly because Siddha means perfection, partly because of executing devotional service, and partly because of eternal perfection. Thus, he is compared to such devotees as Narad. So, Narad Muni was formerly the son of a maid servant, and therefore, in his next birth, he attained perfection, sadhana siddhi. So, Narad Muni was a Gandharva. He was singing very nicely, but then looking to one of the Apsara, and he fell in love with that Apsara. And Indra looked at and he cursed him that you become a son of a maid servant. So she took birth and son of a maid servant. But because of his pious activity, singing, he was singing in the Swargalok in front of the Indra. But he served the Vaishnavas. That is his sadhana bhakti. There were some Vaishnavas, they came to the house of this Brahman where his mother was serving. So he served them very attentively, very nicely, and eat the food remnant, what was there. He will do all little things for them. And because of that, and because of their blessing, he became a pure devotee. He did not lament when his mother died. And then he walked north and was meditating on the Krishna, thinking of him, and later on he saw a little bit vision in his heart and outside. And then he walked back to the north and he said that you cannot see me anymore, but in the next life you will be able to see me. So he took birth as a son of Brahmaji, Narad Muni. And then he became perfect by that, just traveling and singing the glories of the Lord. Narada Muni, Veena Bajai, Radhika Ramana Name. So he executed service also a Siddha because he never forget the Supreme Personality of God. Siddha means we always remember Krishna. So you become eternally liberated even while you are in the material world. The word Kushalena is very important. One should live in the material world very expertly. This material world is like a poison or black mascara is all over. काजल की कोठरी में कैसे ही शयन हो जाए, एक लीक लागी पे है, लागी पे है, लागी. If you live with worldly people, then you will get pinched by material activity. Means it is very difficult to remain pure, at least in this age, everybody. But at least if you think of Krishna, always remember that I'm depending on Krishna. Krishna is protecting me. Then you become free. Just like Draupadi was thinking, rather than calling out directly to Krishna, she was depending on her husbands, or Draupadi was depending on that her father-in-law, like Dhritarashtra will protect him, or there were his military Bhishma Pitama and Dronacharya. So all these were their Kripacharya, but nobody said anything in front of Duryodhan. And then she thought that I am a Shatrani, I will hold by my own hand. How long she could hold. And later on she was catching in her teeth the pallu of sari. And how long it will take with the 10,000 Ashwatthama, not Ashwatthama, this Dushasan had a strength of 10,000 elephants. It came out. Then she raised her hands. Oh, Dwarkavasin, hey Krishna, please come and protect. And he came in the form of sari immediately. Same thing. So you should immediately surrender to Krishna and give your life to him. Let him take care whatever way. Maro biye, ya rakho biya, jo ichu kumar. Aslishva padaritam pranustamam, adarshanam maramatam karotoha. Yatha tatava, vidadhatu lampato mata pranada asta tu seva napara. You are my pranath. Whether you embrace me or crush me, doesn't matter. Or you embrace some other woman in front of me, that is lampot. That you praise them and embrace them. But you are my prana, I'm always your servant. And I will always serve you and think of you. So that should be the devotee's thoughts of that. So Gajendra is another example. Gajendra was, his foot was caught by the crocodile in the water. Gajendra had strength of almost like 10,000 small elephants. His whole army and his wife and children and his, so they were fighting for so long period in the water, and he could not remove. And almost he was almost drowning by the pull of this crocodile. Was pulling him out. Then immediately remembered from his last life that, oh, I should have surrendered to Krishna. There was a lotus flower. He put on his trunk and then gave it to, because his foot was caught, but not the trunk, जो soon होती है. So he picked up the flower and offered to, oh my Lord, please protect me. And he came sitting on the Garuda. But Garuda's speed was not that much because he was almost drowning. So he jumped down out of Garuda's lap, or you may say, he was flying on that, and he ran, and then with his Sudarshan Chakra, he cut off the, opened the jaw, cut off the head of the crocodile, and he was freed. Crocodile was also a devotee, but for little things they were fighting. They took the life of a like elephant and one had crocodile, just for a tree or shadow, or they both were devotees. So anyway, Krishna liberated them. So immediately that you should surrender by this example, like Draupadi and crocodile. But who surrendered immediately without looking for anybody? See, when this Abhimanyu's wife, Uttara, when she was Uttara, she was pregnant. Abhimanyu was dead. Arjun and so many Pandavas, they were there. But Ashwatthama had thrown one Brahmastra at the last remnant, that let me remove that there is no progeny from Pandavas. So that was the only last person. She threw this Brahmastra, and that could have burned, because Brahmastra goes to a specific place in the womb. So Krishna came and then he put his Sudarshan Chakra and he was all around. The Brahmastra was trying to pierce, he could not go inside the womb of Uttara. And then there was, when he was looking from the womb, she was looking, who is this person who is going all around him when he was in the womb. So later on when he came out, so that was Parikshit Maharaj, such an exalted devotee. And then he was looking, his name Parikshit was given, that he was doing Pariksha about who was there in the womb. When a womb I was looking in the womb, so his name was Parikshit. So anyway, so that is our Kushalta, that we should always be thinking of the Lord and not someone else. There is some other instructions, and that Narad Muni. Mamhi Partho Vipas, that is from ninth chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Vipasitya yepi shuya papa yonaya striyo vaishyas tata shudras tepi anti paramgati. O son of Pratha, those who are take shelter in me, though they may be of lower birth, but anyone can approach the supreme destination. It does not matter which one his position is. If one aims at the reaching Krishna by performing his occupational duty under the direction of the spiritual master, and so one can do. One could be a Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, anybody, doesn't matter. He could have sannyasi, Vanprastha, Brahmachari, anybody can obtain Krishna. Even Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that api chetsu duracharo, that you are durachari, means not conducting properly. Api chetsu duracharo bhajate mam ananya bhav. If he is bhajan kar rahe hain, bhajate sadhu reva subantavya. Even if he is durachari, but worship him as a sadhu, he is a saintly person because he is rightly situated, he is right on the path of devotional service. Even if he has done some abominable activity, but now you do not consider, like many devotees have taken meat and Vaishyavrati and whatever they may have done, but do not go to that. And what if they are taking to Krishna consciousness, they would be purified immediately. Shipram bhavati dharmatma shashvat shantim nigajyati kaunteya pratijanihi nema bhakta pralashyati. My devotee never perishes. Yudhishthira Maharaj, when Krishna protected them, because of your service to the Supreme Lord, all of you Pandavas defeated the greatest dangers posed by numerous kings and demigods. By serving the lotus feet of Krishna, you conquered great enemies. There were so many Lakshagraha that they wanted to burn alive to the Pandavas. This is the Duryodhana. Now he gave poison to the Bhima when he was a very little baby, and disrobing the Draupadi, and when she was a Rajashwala. So by serving the lotus feet of Krishna, you conquered great enemies who were like elephants, and thus you collected ingredients for sacrifice. By his grace, may you be delivered from material involvement. So Krishna is saying that you will be delivered from this material entanglements that we have. So Prema Bhakti. So I recommend two books one should read. Prema Bhakti Chamarika, Sri Prema Bhakti Chamarika, and Prarthana. Very, very, very nice. So Narad Muni, that we talked the story of Narad Muni, that how he became a devotee and how he was traveling all over the world. And so Bhagavad Gita also talks about something, but let me read the whole purport. The word Kushalena is very important. One should live in the material world very expertly. Material world is known as the world of duality because one sometimes has to act impiously and sometimes has to act piously. Although one does not want to act impiously, the world is so fashioned that there is always danger. Padam padam yad vipadam na tesha. Thus, even when performing devotional service, a devotee has to create many enemies. Like Prabhupada, people will shoot them and you are brainwashing and many, but one should not give up your Krishna consciousness. Prahlad Maharaj himself had experience of this, how much tortured he was. He was tortured by his own father. You know then how many ways he was tortured. Even his father became his enemy. A devotee should expertly manage to think always of the Supreme Lord, so that the reaction of suffering cannot touch him. सबसे ज्यादा दुख क्या है? My father and mother always saying, Vipado neva vipada, sampado neva sampada. Vipatti means difficulty, or sampatti means something that you have lot of luxury. So that Vipatti is not Vipatti. Sampatti is not Sampatti. विपत्ति क्या है? भगवान को भूलना विपत्ति है, और संपत्ति क्या है? भगवान को याद करना. You remember Krishna, that's your greatest treasure, and your difficulty or your most problem is when you forget Krishna. विपत नारायणम विपत्ति क्या है? नारायण विस्मृति. विस्मृति means not remembering, and संपन्न नारायण स्मृति. संपन्नता क्या है? Means great opulence is when you remember Krishna. So there are many things that I wanted to go, but the time is limited. I have to give after Aarti and start some singing bhajans. Today our is eve of the New Year Eve. We don't celebrate, but anyway, it's bad that we could glorify the Supreme Lord. And the New Year we should take certain oaths, certain sankalp that I will chant very attentively. Say my 16 rounds. I will follow my Guru's orders. I will read Srimad Bhagvatam, Bhagavad Gita, and I will bring other people who are bereft of Krishna consciousness to the lotus feet of Krishna. I have opulence, then I will use it for Krishna service. And so do not Jnana Karmadit. They are the Vishaya Bhanda. They are like poison. Jnana means speculative knowledge. And Karmakand. They are all Karmakand means you do activity, even pious activity, even Yajna and Dan and Tap, and they are nothing equal to chanting the holy name of the Lord. Yes, you are donating, but donating, people donate for what? So that their name is there. They are also pious people, and people would think of them. That is not a donation. Donation is for Krishna, sir, to please Krishna. Anukulena Krishnanushi. Silenam Bhakti Uttama. Uttam Bhakti. So Anukulesha Sankalpa Pratikulesha Varjanam Rakshashati Devishwaso Gopatratve Varnantata Atma Nikshepa Karpanya Shadvir. These 6 are Sharanagati. So we should take Sharanagati of Krishna. So I will end here. There is another 5 minutes to an hour. If you have any comments or questions, and I hope that you could hear very well. Sometimes I sit quite far. So if there is any comments, questions, we could talk. We should remember the activities of devotees and Krishna, and chant the prayers that are offered by Prahlad Maharaj. Then the one becomes free from the material reaction. There are so many reactions. Prahlad Maharaj prayed for deliverance of all the people suffering in this world. Now he prays for the deliverance of one great sinner, his father. Although Hiranyakashipu was purified as soon as he came in contact with Lord Narasimhadev's lands, Prahlad still wanted to hear from the Lord's own mouth that his father had been purified by his mercy. So Prahlad Maharaj prays for his deliverance of his father. Although he troubled him, he gave him so much, he wanted to kill him. So any comments, questions? Dear devotees, if you have anything to ask. माता जी आप भी पूछ सकते हैं.
मेरे मन में जो था विषय भूल गई, पर मैं काफी सालों से मुझे पूछना था कि अल्टीमेट गोल जो है this country to achieve Krishna prem.
Right.
So I didn't get an opportunity to ask, so I was in my mind, कि Krishna prem में Krishna loving me or I loving me?
Both, it's a reciprocal. Right. Mother loves. One Mataji is here, so she's asking that Krishna prem means we do prem to Krishna or Krishna does prem to us, but it's a reciprocal. Prem is not one way. It is both that we worship Krishna, he becomes happy and he loves us. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tas tathaiva bhajame. As you worship him, he also reciprocates many times more. You walk one step, he walks many steps. He does not interfere with your freedom. He is completely Swarat, and we have a little bit freedom. But we should use that freedom to serve Krishna. And whether we are even in the Narak, just remember Krishna all the way, wherever we are, by our karma or by our prarabdha or whatever it is, doesn't matter. Krishna will remove or mitigate everything. It's not happiness of the material world is nothing, because it's a it's just goes away. It's a flickering. It will go. So why not to take the real happiness with Krishna? by serving Krishna, by serving his devotees, by bringing them to Krishna's lotus feet. So, dear devotee, you have any comments, questions?
Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Can you unmute? So,
Yeah, Hare Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you so much for this nectarine class. And being so much busy, you are always dedicated to our class. So thank you so much. So I don't have any question, but I will request devotees if you have any, please go ahead.
okay.
And your house looks very nice, Maharaj. The curtains and the
Oh,
plant.
there's some tulsi there. No, it's just a balcony. I like it because there is so much sun.
Okay, yeah. Very beautiful.
Hare Krishna Maharaj,
Thank you.
Pranam, Jai Shri
So,
Bharat.
Hare Krishna, Radha Raman Prabhuji, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
So, how many days you will be able to stay in Khargon?
Maharaj, it will not be for too long, but this time it's going to be short visit, Maharaj. So, well, yeah.
You are alone coming or Mataji is
No,
also coming?
Anuradha is also coming. We both are coming.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, bro. Come. Looking forward to have you here, even for a short time, whatever you can give us.
Yeah.
Okay.
We want your
Okay, bro. I have to
association,
run
Maharaj,
for the
yeah.
RP and
Happy New Year in advance, Maharaj. We'll talk in the
Happy
evening.
New Year to everybody.
Yeah.
With
Yes, Maharaj,
whatever
Happy New Year. And please bless us that,
this.
as you said, for the New Year resolutions, we can do
We
more
should take some
sincerely.
sankalp to do more, dedicate ourselves more and more, and be
Yes,
more
Maharaj.
serious. We should become serious. We just take it so easily that, but the material world is not easy. It's
Yes, Maharaj.
difficult. So we not to take this devotional service as serious, and it will, all the problems of the material world would be solved. Okay?
Sure, Maharaj.
Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi, these are real Adi Daivik Adi Bhautik. दैहिक दैविक भौतिक तापा राम राज कबहू नहीं व्यापा. Okay, Hare Krishna. Thank you so
Hare
much.
Krishna Maharaj, Dandavat Pranam, Vancha
Jai
Kalpatarusha,
Shri
Prapasitavaya, Pattanam Pavadesha, Vaishnavebhyo Namo.
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti
Krishna.
Vaishnava Vranda ki
Jai Shri
Jai,
Ki Jai. Guru
Jai,
Maharaj Ki Jai.
Jai,
His Holiness Shami Krishi Maharaj ki jai.
Ki
Jai.
Jai.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur
Jai.
Bhagavad ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Gaur Premanand.
Hare Krishna, Hare
जो
Krishna.
देखी है,
Hari Bol.
जो
Hari Bol, Hari
नेक्स्ट
Bol.
में जनवरी की आइए ताक हुई. हरे कृष्ण.
Yes.
हरि बोल.
Hari Bol, Hare Krishna.
In the New Year.
हरे कृष्ण. वो खत्म नहीं हो रही.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Maharaj,
वो कैसे
for
खत्म
your
करवाइए.
wonderful class
हरे
and enlightening.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी.
Yeah. Thank you, Maharaj. You should wish
हमारा झूम ही
happy,
बात है.
happy New
हरे
Year,
कृष्ण.
Maharaj. Hare Krishna.
हैप्पी न्यू ईयर टू एवरीबॉडी. ये चल रहा है झूम और ये बंद नहीं होता, इसमें है ही नहीं कहीं.